Hello Croatian learners and welcome back to our channel Learn Croatian. My name is Ines and I want to talk to you about the difference between the pronouns moj and svoj. So stay tuned and let's learn together. So a couple of you have asked me, what is the deal with moj and svoj? What is the difference? How do and when do I use these? This is a very good question, especially because these pronouns or this pronoun svoj doesn't really exist in the English language. So just like English, Croatian has possessive pronouns, mine, your, his, hers, and these are moj, tvoj, njegov, njezin, njegov, naš, vaš, njihov. These are just the possessive pronouns, right? But the trouble starts when you start seeing this word svoj everywhere. So what's the deal here? Well, first of all, svoj is not a possessive pronoun. It is a reflexive possessive pronoun. Now, what does this mean, reflexive? It means that it always points back to the subject of the sentence. Now, this is very important to know when you're trying to learn when to use svoj. So if you're going to translate moj as mine, think of svoj as one's own or my own. Okay, and I know this doesn't really differentiate in English, but let's see if we can clarify it like this. Let's use a sentence, that is my dog. Okay, so that is my dog. In this sentence, I am not the subject, right? I am saying that an object belongs to me, but I am not the subject. Okay, so the pronoun does not reflect back to the subject. So in this sentence, that is my dog, you're using a simple possessive pronoun. To je moj pas. That is your dog. To je tvoj pas. And so on and so on. But let's say that I want to say I have my own dog and you have your own dog. Now, as a new Croatian learner, you might want to go ahead and use the possessive pronouns. Ja imam mog psa, ti imaš tvog psa. Now, in essence, you would be perfectly clear and perfectly understood. However, this would be incorrect. The reason why this would be incorrect is because Croatian has this little tricky reflexive possessive pronoun svoj. And now, as you can see in this sentence, you have subjects and the object points back to the subject. So now you can no longer use the possessive pronoun, but you need to use the reflexive pronoun svoj. So what would this sentence sound like? Ja imam svog psa. I have my own dog. Ti imaš svog psa. You have your own dog. Again, you could say, and sometimes you can even hear locals say, ja imam mog psa, but this is incorrect. And it is very good for you to start learning to not use the possessive pronoun in these instances, because you might run into problems later. The problems can occur in sentences when the subject is the third person. So let's say John has his own dog. Okay, so the correct way, because you're referring to John and that dog is John's dog, you are referring back, you're pointing back to the subject. So you need to use the reflexive pronoun svoj. Ivan ima svog psa. If you were to use a simple possessive pronoun, Njegov, that is his, right? Because in English you would say John has his dog. Even in English, it kind of sounds like John has somebody else's dog, right? John has his dog, okay? In Croatian, this is very clear. If you use a possessive pronoun, njegov, you're referring that John has somebody else's dog, not his own. So let's check this sentence out. John has his own dog. Ivan ima svog psa. Now this is the correct one. If you were to say Ivan ima njegovog psa, then the meaning is that John kind of has somebody else's dog. Let's use Marko, for example. Let me use the names. John has Mark's dog. Ivan ima Markovog psa. If you were to use a pronoun, you would say Ivan ima njegovog psa. Okay? So this is where the reflexive possessive pronoun has to come into play. Okay, so just remember, if the pronoun, if the object is pointing back, is reflecting back onto the subject, you need to use the reflexive possessive pronoun svoj. If it's not reflecting back to the subject, then you can use the possessive pronoun. Remember, the bottom line is, if you have a subject in the sentence and the object is reflecting back to the subject, then you need to use the reflexive possessive pronoun svoj. Ja imam svoju knjigu. I have my own book. Now, there is another little thing about the reflexive possessive pronoun which is super cool, and the reason that it is super cool is that the reflexive possessive pronoun svoj is the same for all persons. In fact, it does not even differentiate the persons, the genders. Like, she can have her book, he can have his book. It's always svoj. Now, what it does differentiate, unfortunately, is the cases. So remember, if you're talking about a direct object, then the direct object is always in the accusative case. So, she has her own book. Ona ima svoju knjigu. We have our own book. Mi imamo svoju knjigu. They have their own book. Oni imaju svoju knjigu. So, really, the reflexive possessive pronoun svoj is probably way more simple than the possessive pronouns in general. Okay, everybody, I hope that I've managed to clear up when to use svoj and moj and what the difference is between these two. If you do have questions, please don't hesitate to contact me and ask in the comments below. I'll be happy to help you to the best of my knowledge and the best of my ability. Please join me next time with the next video. Until then, good luck with learning Croatian, and I'll see you later. Do viđenja!